All right, so I am back. This is Cedric KCR Wrestling Commentary. I will be giving you my thoughts on Full Gear's The Scrum. Their media scrum. It sounds like something you do and leave after you done had sex. Scrum. In any case, I'm going to tell you this. I enjoyed MJF. He just came in, bogarted the whole thing. You know, this belt represents, AEW is basically worthwhile again, and gotta wash Moxley's hepatitis A through Z off because he likes to do his blood stuff, which MJF robbed him of the whole match. And he called them all marks. People were actually asking him about his dealings with William Regal and whatnot. I find that stupid. I find it so stupid to ask a professional about what they do behind the curtains. I think that's dumb. Now, I understand why some people would do it to a lot of these so-called professionals. MJF is not the one you do that to. How can he surprise you or stun you or tick you off if you know what he's going to do before he do it? It's just dumb. I'm like, going on everything that MJF was saying and how he said that they were all marks. I got to be honest with you. I'd be the least mark in the group. And honestly, I want to pride myself on being a mark because wrestling need marks to get it over with. But I don't know. Maybe I'm not a mark. I have to hang up my mark card, turn that in, rip it up. Because, I was enjoying that thing while I had it. So he went on about it, and I can't disagree with anything he said. I enjoyed everything he said, and he is certainly, hopefully he'll be the face of AEW with that belt for a while. That's what I'm hoping. Let's see, what else do I remember from the Scrum? He was selling his knee, or was he? You don't know. See, that's the beauty of it. So we get to, I remember Jamie Aita. I remember her. She came out, she talked, and talked about being the women's champion and how she used to believe that, when she won a title or something, she'd be all crying and tears. And she was like, nope, it's more like, it feels right. I'm like, oh, don't kill yourself too soon. And then later, what did Tony Khan say right next to her when they talked about Thunder Rosa coming back and whatnot? Yeah. I'll just think about putting it back on her, and then the title and then the interim title becomes some kind of secondary linear title or something. I was like, wow. If I was Jamie Hayter, I'd give this look like, the hell you just say? I'm like, do you not care? It's like, how little respect do you have for a person, their accomplishments, and what your title is supposed to represent? To be like, I just do these other things. I might do it. I might just change it, do something else with it. While she has it in front of her, in her face, in front of all of you, for the world to see. Your future is bleak, Jamie. It sucks when you have, look, granted, okay, just straight up. We know, okay, it's a fictitious title. We know that. That's why she's the AEW and not the World Women Champion. Okay? So, Jamie Hayter got this belt. And look, in any company, if you're going to have a champion, that champion, no matter how many you got, is that representation of that division or whatnot for your company. They're representing it. They're representing you. They're representing that belt, that division. She is right now the queen of the women's division. And you look at this queen and say, I'll just make you secondary. Damn. That's just brutal. I'm thinking about making you secondary. I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. And she's like, okay. Like, what? What? Think about people that get an executive job of some sort, make partner or make something, and someone just says, yeah, I'm going to turn that position to something of a custodial level. People get murdered for that. People fly out of office buildings. People have accidents at home. Okay, fine. Jamie doesn't take that belt serious. Tony Khan doesn't take that belt seriously. It is what it is. But man, I'd have been like, she's going to be the queen. She won it. Great job. It was a hard-fought victory. I would have settled it at that. I would have kept it pretty much as kayfabe as possible. But then someone asked Jamie Hayter if, well, you know, Britt Baker had her eye on that. She just might. She's like, oh yeah, you know, when you have friends, you work really hard together. But it's somebody that you don't know. It's just a match. It's nothing important. It's nothing memorable. And if she wants to come at it, she can come at it and stuff. And I'm like, what? Like, hey, Britt made a mistake. She screwed you over. You earned your way up. You get you go for the belt. She comes out and helps you get it. You know, multiple occasions during the match. And that was a beautiful moment. That showed solidarity. Bring that belt to the club. It don't matter who get it. Just bring it. That's what it sent to me. That's what it was sent to a lot of fans. And when you finally get it, oh yeah, you know, we might wrestle for it. It'd be cool. No. If that's how your group is, that should have been established from the get-go and reminded every few weeks. Once to twice a month, remind, hey, if we got to fight each other, that's what it's going to be. But we're going to fight in that ring, you know, somebody else or each other, but it's going to happen. Something. Establish it from day one. So if something like this happens, it's no big deal. They expect it. Now it looks like, man, I screwed you over. I made up for it. Now I get to screw you over again. Thanks for coming, Jamie Hayter. I love MJF's Jim Cornette outro. Thank you, fuck you, bye. If nobody caught that, then what the hell? Beautiful. Beautiful. I know people are going to write in. I can't wait to hear what Jim Cornette has to say about it. He'll probably laugh, get a little tickle, and move on to something else, knowing him. I'm like, spend 3 minutes bragging about it or something. In any case, so Tony Khan, wait, Saraya came in. I'm like, does anybody want to go on page splooge, having someone splooge on the belt for WWE? No, let's not bring that up. Let's bring up all the personal stuff, but not that. You know, let's not bring about how she disgraced a belt. You know, if I was the owner of that belt, I wish a mug would. I wish a mug would. He'd get so humiliated on TV, buried, and all that. I'd be like, well, now that we're even, get out. That's about where I would probably be. You better come groveling on your hands and knees and ready to swallow the gravy, because goddamn it, that's the only way you're gonna certainly get on my good side again after doing something like that. Just saying. So Saraya talks about how her neck is good. She was happy about it. She couldn't believe it. She didn't even expect it. No one did, but it performed well. She was ready for a while, and she said that she had to come out and do better and try to outperform her own self. And I was like, that match was you trying to bring it? Well, thanks for coming. Don't need to see any more. You know, don't need to see any more. And you've been regarded for some odd reason as a legend, as top tier female, and that was your performance. Okay, you know what though? I'm gonna give her a pass. I'm gonna tell you why. Because she's been gone for a while. She comes back, no matter how much they work the match out, no matter how much Britt Baker didn't show up in that match. Still, you know, she's nervous. It's her return, and it's all good. I just hate the fact that she pointed out Britt Baker helped her so much get prepared for the match and stuff, and how nice and cool she was. Man, thank you for ruining somebody. Britt Baker had the people wrapped around her finger, talking trash about you coming into a home that you had nothing to. You didn't put the foundation. You didn't plant a flower. You didn't do a damn thing. All you did was come in and breathe the air and say, I'm former WWE and you should just love me. That's pretty much it. Britt Baker's been here for the longest, honing her craft and building herself, and you come in and just outright steal the spotlight with your pale self. That's really what you do. Really. Personally, if I was Britt Baker, I'd lose my mind at that level. That would piss me off. You know, I get it though. It's a job. It's a career. You do your things. You know, and Britt Baker, she's resting comfortably because no matter what happens, no matter what injury, she can retire and go back to dentistry, which I'm sure she's still practicing. Got to renew that license every once in a while. So, you know, but for the fans that was really behind Britt Baker, that watched this, that was all about you versus Saraya. Now it's they could be like, screw you, Britt. You took us for a ride. You something like that could give somebody that go home heat. Not I hate you heat, but that I'm bored with you. The first time I ever seen that was Tai Chi. Woo wee. But hey, yeah, do y'all thing. You know, I didn't see Britt Baker up there at all. Let's see. They asked Tony Khan about the multiple pay-per-views. He's like, I don't do 8 pay-per-views. I really do, 5 for AEW. Really 4. One was a joint promotion. And then I do 3 for Ring of Honor, So I don't do 8 pay-per-views. There's separate pay-per-views. So I do 5 for one and 3 for the other. Added up, that's 8. But it's not really, I don't see that. I'm like, man, dude, just shut up. Just shut up, Tony Khan. Just shut up, Anthony. Government name. Anthony. I'd rather go with that than Tony. Just Anthony sounds cooler. You do 8 pay-per-views, bruh. You do. And he's not going to work on Ring of Honor like he could or like he should because he thinks there's going to be better things down the road or they're jockeying for some kind of position. I'm like, you have cooled Ring of Honor off like you did Wardlow. At least Ring of Honor didn't get many views, but at least it was there once a week. At least it was something optional. Now it's not. You got AEW and Ring of Honor taking place in the same buildings, and sometimes Ring of Honor just eat up the whole show. AEW eat up another show. You manage poorly, bro. You don't know how to manage. You don't want to use any of the dark shows. I mean, that's pretty much what, it sucks, but that's pretty much what Ring of Honor was, a dark show. 1 hour. It fit perfectly. Get you a few matches, get the cast back going. Matter of fact, hey, you got yourself a Thursday show. Ring of Honor used to come on Thursdays anyway. You got AEW Dark Elevation, Dynamite, Ring of Honor, Rampage. Hey, what's so hard about that? An extra day of wrestling. Have the old people do Ring of Honor, do it upright, get the Briscoes on it, bring everyone back. What's that? Something spill? A washer, okay. Have all that go down. Sorry, y'all. It sounds like a water line busted or something in the house, and I'm like, this can't happen. We don't have the money to fix anything. Need a new car, can't do that. Got to get the car fixed, can't do that. Yeah, gonna have to wait a couple of paychecks just to see if we can get an oil change because it needs that. That's right, y'all. We got to save up for an oil change. So, yeah, and that's where we are. So, Bottom Barrel Lease, get people to subscribe and click that bell. it will help us in the future. It'll help us. We need an oil change. So, okay. Tony Khan is screwing up Ring of Honor even further. And he says, yeah, we got Samoa Joe, who's the TNT and Ring of Honor television champion. So he's the only one that's like mixing it up. And I'm like, nope, it's all mixed up. They own your show. They're on Dynamite. It's AEW, but it's Ring of Honor stuff. It's mixed up. You do 8 pay-per-views. You don't do 5 and then 3. You do 8. It's called addition. You make too much money to not know this. So, damn it. I know it's not how much money you make to how smart you should be. I get that. It ain't how pretty you are to how glamorous a life with someone should be. I get that. But you went to school, bruh. You went to school. You know? If I told my daughter, look, if you do 5 things and you do 3 other things, how many things are you doing? She'd be like 8. Tony, why, Tony? Why? I liked the Acclaim being up there. They Anthony Bowens, that arm is hurt. It was sore. He could barely use it. But they want to be the best tag team, period. And they got a long way to go, and I'm glad you're young. You got a long way. Y'all got to be able to look. It's not about people being the best. Isn't about who beats who. Keep that in mind, y'all. Ain't about who beats who. Being the best is how you perform, how you, well, you know, breaking all the rules. How do you sell? How do you get your opponent over? You know, there's so much to do. Your ring psychology, your verbal psychology, how you can, if you can pull the fans right into your own orbit and get them lost in your words and control them. You know, when you're getting heckled, can you pull yourself out of it or ignore it or something like that? You know, how do you elevate your opponent and or yourself at the same time? There is so much involved in any one professional wrestling match. And your career, your outlook, your legacy. Every match you have, you should be building your legacy. Because I'm going to tell you, when these pro wrestlers retire, when they're old and done and nobody wants them, and all that they're good for is appearances to say this person wrestled here at one point, it seems like they usually don't have much to fall back on. And when they get hurt and injured, they need to go to crowdsourcing to get help. So, start building your legacies now. Have your side hustle. Have your side hustle. But don't have your side hustle exposing the business. You know, just saying. Bowens and Caster, honestly, they've got all the tools to become legends. All the tools. Just like the Guns. You know, FTR, Briscoes, they're already there. You know, they're already there. And they most likely trying to teach others. CM Punk was trying to teach others. So, you know, that's how that was going. They asked Tony Khan about a bunch of other things like that. And it's just, how can I say this? Oh, Jungle Boy. You know what? I kind of like Jungle Boy on the Scrum. He didn't answer too much. He was very short with his answers. It's crazy. He was the, let's see, MJF. Yeah, MJF, the Acclaimed. Crap. I think that's it. And Jungle Boy, to an extent, were the only ones that were more or less keeping it either for who they are, real, and or wrestling business kayfabe, without going too far. And because of that, Jungle Boy was trying to teeter right on that edge. And like I said, I'm done with Luchasaurus. I need to move on to other things. And they've asked him about Jim Ross, calling him Jack Perry and stuff. And it was something that they really didn't want to do, but ultimately he just like, you know what, I'm gonna go with it. And he was like, you know, what I'm gonna say, tell him no and stuff. So I like how he was doing that. He was talking about being on top of the cage. He said there was really nothing to hang on to or stand on. It was really weird up there. He couldn't really hear the crowd for what they were truly saying. He was just thinking about Luchasaurus being in a messed up position, and he had to jump, and if he jumped, he'd go too far one way or not far the correct way. And what he wanted to do was land with his hip more so on the table. But he said it was fine for what it was. So you could tell that he wasn't even that happy with that moment, which is good. It shows promise of growth. And I'm going to promise you this, when you see him getting better, that's when you'll see the Young Bucks start teaming up against him or with him. But they got to do a best of 7 series with Kenny Omega, as I mentioned earlier. A best of 7 with the dates already written. So we know it's going to go all the way. So that sucks. Because I don't think the crowd's going to get past the third one before they just be quiet. But I can't wait for someone to talk about the ratings, well, the viewership, per segment. This medium scrum was all right. I enjoyed this one. This was all cool. What did y'all think about it? That's what I'd like to know. What did y'all think about the medium scrum? What did you think about MJF and all he had to say, as deplorably wicked he was being and whatnot? What did y'all think about him? What do you think about what Jamie Hayter had to say, Saraya, what she had to say and whatnot? The acclaimed Jungle Boy Jack Perry, or just Jack Perry, or Jack the Jungle Boy Perry. I got to put this. I thought it was kind of weird, but I like how he said he owned up to it. That part of his gimmick before was to eat the bugs out of his opponent's hair or something like that during the match. So indie, but I get it. And I might have bought it for a little bit, but then it's like, why you come to the ring with bugs in your hair, man? So that's got to stop right there, right? So yeah, it's a good thing that he didn't do that coming to AEW. But everyone kept saying, thank you, Tony Khan, and the chance to be here and wanted to be. I was like, yeah, all right. Replace Tony Khan with anybody, replace AEW with any other promotion. They'd be saying the same thing, so that doesn't carry any weight with me. But at the same time, I did enjoy MJF a lot. Keeping it real, keeping it real enough. And I enjoyed Jack Perry. I enjoyed him. I enjoyed the Acclaimed. As I said, let me know what you enjoy, and please, subscribe. If you hear this and you like it at least a little bit, subscribe. You want to critique me or something that I say or do, go ahead. I welcome it. I encourage it. It's all good. So this has been Cedric for CR Wrestling Commentary. My thoughts on the Scrum. And with that, y'all take care. See you next time.